Night after night, long after the city skyline glittered and the streets had quieted, she climbed the steps of the sleek office building. Her name was Emily Carter, a young woman with tired hands and a quiet strength that seemed to carry the weight of the world. She pushed a mop and a bucket through the hallways, dusting desks, arranging papers, and sweeping away crumbs and fingerprints that no one else noticed. In the office of a powerful man who seemed to have everything, she was invisible, a shadow moving silently through his world. If you believe in the power of kindness, second chances, and the beauty of unseen heroes, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. The man whose office she cleaned was Jason Whitman, a self-made millionaire. To everyone else, he was the definition of success: sharp suits, luxury cars, and a sprawling penthouse apartment that looked like it belonged in a magazine. But behind the polished exterior, Jason was lonely. He had fought for every dollar he earned, sacrificing relationships and personal happiness along the way. Emotions had always felt like a luxury he couldn't afford, and so he buried himself in work while Emily kept the office spotless, her presence barely acknowledged. Emily's life, in stark contrast, was a daily struggle. She had lost her parents young and became the sole caregiver for her younger brother, Liam, whose health was fragile and unpredictable. Money was always tight. Some nights, she skipped her own meals so Liam could have dinner. Still, she never complained. She worked tirelessly, not out of duty, but out of love, a fierce, quiet love that carried her through exhaustion, loneliness, and a never-ending grind. Over time, Emily's presence became a subtle rhythm in the office. She learned Jason's habits, the exact way he stacked his papers, the coffee he drank, even the flicker of the lamp he left on every night. Jason, too busy with his empire, would occasionally notice the immaculate desk or polished chair and dismiss it as coincidence. He had no idea that one woman's quiet devotion was shaping the world he thought he controlled. One stormy evening changed everything. Emily had stayed late, longer than usual, her back aching from scrubbing the marble floors. Rain hammered the windows as she moved through the office, and that's when she noticed it, an envelope, tucked under Jason's nameplate. The handwriting was elegant but unfamiliar. Her heart raced as she carefully opened it, expecting a memo or perhaps a misplaced document. But inside was a letter, old, yellowed, and trembling with emotion. It was from a woman named Claire Thompson, a childhood friend and first love of Jason's. She had written decades ago, confessing her regrets and unfulfilled dreams. She had hoped to marry him, but life had pulled them apart. Circumstances had prevented the letter from reaching him, until now. The words were raw, honest, and haunting, painting a picture of love and loss that mirrored the loneliness Jason had carried all these years. For the first time in years, Jason felt a weight pressing down on him that wasn't made of work, money, or ambition. He sank into his chair, staring at the rain outside, and that's when he saw her. Emily, frozen mid-motion, watching him silently from across the room. She had no idea that the letter had changed something deep inside him. She had only come to clean, as always, unaware that she was about to witness a man unravel in ways no one else ever had. In the nights that followed, Jason couldn't stop noticing her, not as a cleaning lady, not as someone invisible, but as a person. Her tireless work, quiet strength, and gentle presence began to leave an impression on him that no success or money had ever managed. He started leaving small gestures of appreciation, a new pair of gloves, a fresh polish for her supplies, and little thank you notes. Emily noticed, at first with cautious curiosity, then with a quiet warmth that had been absent from her life for years. Eventually, Jason invited her into his office, not as an employee, but as a person. He wanted to know her story, to understand the woman whose quiet dedication had quietly shaped his nights. Emily hesitated but shared her life, the struggles with her brother, the nights she went without, and the dreams she had tucked away to survive. Jason listened, stunned by her resilience, humbled by the raw honesty of her life. In that office, two worlds collided, not through wealth, status, or power, but through truth and humanity. Over time, their bond grew. Jason, once a man defined by isolation, began to open his heart. He used his resources to lift some of Emily's burdens, ensuring Liam received proper care, offering financial stability, and opening doors she had never imagined. But he did so carefully, never taking away her independence, only giving her the support she needed. The turning point came on a quiet afternoon when Emily found an envelope on the desk, a letter from Jason. Inside were words she had never expected: gratitude, admiration, and acknowledgement of her courage and sacrifices. He didn't write as a boss to an employee but as one human being to another, recognizing her worth and the incredible impact she had made on his life. Tears ran down her cheeks as she read, a mixture of relief, validation, and overwhelming emotion filling her heart. From that day forward, the office became more than just a workspace. It became a place of respect, understanding, and genuine connection. Jason discovered that true wealth wasn't in his bank account or luxury cars, it was in compassion, empathy, and human connection. Emily realized that patience, kindness, and integrity could ripple back in ways she never expected. Before this story ends, I have a small request. Comment below if this story touched your heart and share someone in your life who deserves recognition for their quiet courage. The letter, which had been lost for decades, didn't just reveal the past. It changed the present. Emily continued her work, but now with a lightness she had never felt before. Jason, once a man of solitude and silence, discovered the greatest richness of all, the human heart and the power of noticing those who quietly shape our world. If this story moved you even slightly, please like, comment, and share this video. Help spread this message of hope, gratitude, and the incredible power of kindness.